Today, I really feel like a traveler because we're going somewhere and I don't even know what it looks like, have not done any research. We're meeting someone from the internet. Okay, the station looks kind of like I thought it looked. Simplistic, you have a McDonald's, you have a 7-Eleven, and the ceiling, the best thing is probably the lights. I'm Davion West, welcome to the channel, and we're going somewhere in Denmark. I don't know where, but hopping on this train.
We wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun.
So today I thought I would do something different for today's video, and we're not in a city, like a major city in Denmark. We're in a city called Onning, and it is beautiful. Do you guys hear that? It's literally the sound of just rushing water and just nature. And this is what Denmark has to offer. And honestly, it's all thankful to this one subscriber that I met. It's all thanks to this guy, one of my subscribers from YouTube. And what I'm sitting on right now is a piece of Danish history. This was created by King Harald Bluetooth. And this is a wooden bridge that stretched a mile long. And it's just crazy that this all exists, and Denmark has so much to offer. And today, me and John are gonna show y'all. We're gonna show y'all Jelling. We're gonna show y'all more of Denmark, not just Zealand. All right, John, you're first up to see if you're gonna be hired as a new YouTube employee. So tell us about the bridge.
Well, the bridge is a reproduction of a bridge built by Harald Bluetooth before the year 1000. It's built all by oak wood, and the posts were held vertical, and they let them sink into the ground until they hit solid ground. Then they cut off the tops and built the upper construction.
So we're here in Jelling right now, looking at these two rune stones from the 900s. And that's just crazy to think that people were carving into stones this huge back then. Now this one specifically was created by King Harald Bluetooth, but this is meant to also signify transitioning from paganism to Christianity in the Danish kingdom. And looking on the other side of the runestone, you can see a picture of Christ carved into the 900s. That's just crazy when you think about this is from the 900s, and this is all old Nordic language. Wow. Jelling really does have a lot to offer, and you should get out of the city Copenhagen, and you should come see this beautiful church and see more of Denmark and what it has to offer.
Vertical line with a cross. And the B, that's sometimes more edgy. Not as round, but more edgy. If you put those two on top of each other, you have HB, Harald Bluetooth, the Bluetooth logo.
So this church, the church here in Jelling, is unlike any other church. It's a mixture of modern and then old. Now, this church dates back to the 900s as a wooden church built by King Harald Bluetooth, but that burned down and they built another one with limestone in the 1200s, the one you see today.
Welcome to the home of the Vikings. Here we have something very important for the Danish history. The museum here will show you a lot about how it was constructed, but also a lot of the symbolics in the runic stones, but also the whole other area, because it was built a lot of things. And
So you're telling me it's not just about the stones?
no.
There's more to it?
Yeah, there's like a monument area. Like it's 300 meters from this part to this part, which is...
why a ship?
Why ship? That's because of the Norse mythology we have back then. They want to shipset people to Valhalla, which was the heaven. Yeah, which was the heaven back then. So the symbolics was to, bury people, and then they buried them. They put a ship setting around, so they could ship to the heaven back then. Yeah. You could do like put them on a ship on the sea and burn it down too. You have a lot of that in Norway.
So is that why, like on Game of Thrones, when they shoot them with fire, the dragon?
Exactly. We think that Harald, which built this big area and made this big stone where he Christianized the people, he buried first his father back then, but that was before he Christianized the people. So he buried his father in the Norse mythology's way. But when he Christianized the people and he has to convince people, like, we have to believe in this new belief, maybe he needed to say that my father even is buried this way now. So I bury my father in the church to tell you, like, everyone, even my dead father, is believing in this now. So everyone has to believe in it, because I'm really like believing in it as the king of Denmark.
By the way, I'm Davion.
I'm Christine.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to
I
meet
really
you too.
appreciate the tour and
Perfect.
everything. So this is an interactive museum. So this one says the fleet was soon ready, and you press the button and it changes and tells you what's going on. So this place is super interactive. So 7:50, nothing, to 9:59 under King Gorm. There's that boat, that ship they were talking about. 968, King Harald Bluetooth started constructing the walls of the city. It's the glory days. 1150, the Middle Ages. There's no more wall. If you're coming to Jelling, Denmark, make sure you stop at the museum first before you go to the church and before you go see the huge, remarkable stones, because it's going to tell you a lot about Jelling, about King Harald Bluetooth, and what this land really represented back in the 900s in its best heyday. Because if you walk over to the stones, you're gonna see amazing, cool stones, but just reading off of Wikipedia is not gonna be the best when you can go into an interactive museum that makes you feel like you're Tony Stark, you're Iron Man, and you learn more about what really is going on. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I need your help with this one. It's your time. All right, so we do have a local here that's gonna explain what's the significance of that mound right behind us.
Well, that mound was Queen Thyra's mound, but actually Queen Thyra wasn't buried in it. There was a burial chamber, but it was King Gorm who was buried in it. He was later moved to under the floor in the church.
You guys know how I feel about going to a place and just talking like you act like you know what's really going on. I don't want to just be that traveler that's in Paris, France, that's at the Eiffel Tower. It's like, hey, it's me, I'm at the Eiffel Tower, but truly talking to locals and understanding what their city means to them and their culture. Like in the museum, I learned about the Bifrost and how that's the bridge to heaven. But coming from America and seeing the Bifrost in Marvel movies and Thor in Asgard, I was just like, oh cool, it's Thor with a hammer. But going back to Norse mythology, that's crazy. And that's why Jelling is so important here, because King Harald Bluetooth took them from paganism to Christianity and wrote that on the rune stones here at Jelling. Leave Copenhagen, Denmark, I can't say it enough, and go experience all that Denmark has to offer. Potatoes,
Yeah.
And then what's in the sauce again?
The parsley sauce.
Parsley. And then this is like
red
the
beets.
red beets, and then
the
pork
bacon.
belly, the bacon.
Yeah,
We're definitely very appreciative and thank you.
you're welcome.
John took me to get some street food, and he had me try the national dish of Denmark, which is fried pork belly with parsley sauce. And this dish is made by frying thin slices of pork belly until they're crispy and golden brown. Yep, that's good crunchy pork belly, bacon. Honestly, y'all, I did not expect to have this kind of day in Denmark. Going to Jelling, seeing the ruined stones, and learning about the birthplace of Denmark. And honestly, all thanks to John. Like, really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
It was great meeting you.
Yeah, it was fun.
I always try to tell people that Danish people so far have had so much great hospitality, and like you guys you're keeping it like honest.